Hi everyone, please turn to 7.4 in your notes. We are going to do 7.4 before 7.3 because I want you to do the Math Excel assignment for 7.3 but not 7.4. So, the warm-up and the challenge problem I'm going to have you guys do during our Zoom session, so we're just going to focus on the middle part of the notes. So problem number 1 says determine A, B, and C so that these 3 points are on the graph. So, what we're going to do here, we're given this function, and we know that if I plug in if I plug in negative 1, I should get 5. So, f of negative 1 is going to be a times negative 1 squared plus b times negative 1 plus c, or a minus b plus c, and this is going to equal 5. If I plug in 2, I'm going to get a times 2 squared plus b times 2 plus c, or 4a plus 2b plus c, and this is going to equal negative 1. If I plug in 3, I'm going to get a times 3 squared plus b times 3 plus c, or 9a plus 3b plus c, and this is going to equal 13. I got 5, negative 1, and 13 from the y values. So, my system of equations is a minus b plus c equals 5, 4a plus 2b plus c equals negative 1, 9a plus 3b plus c equals 13. Okay, and now from here, you would solve this using either substitution, elimination, or I'll show you a little trick on your calculators. If you convert this to a matrix, 1, negative 1, 1, 5, 4, 2, 1, negative 1, 9, 3, 1, 13. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see my whole calculator. Okay, so on your calculator, if I go to second matrix, go to edit, I'll edit matrix number 1. I've got 3 rows and 4 columns. There we go. And I'm going to type in all these values. So, let's see here, 1, negative 1, 1, 5, 4, 2, 1, negative 1, 9, 3, 1, 13. Okay, so then go back to the main screen. Second matrix, if you go to math and scroll all the way down to where it says RREF, not REF, but RREF, that stands for reduced row echelon form. It will solve the matrix for you. So what this says is A is 4, B is negative 6, and C is negative 5. But once again, if you want, you can also solve using substitution, and you get the exact same answer. Okay. Okay, draw the graph of the system of inequalities. So here we've got y is greater than x squared. Now I think all of you know that the graph of x squared looks like this. And because it's y is greater than, the part inside the parabola is shaded. Now before I shade that, I'm going to take a look at this other equation here. I've got 2x plus 3y is less than 4. I'm going to solve for y, get it in slope-intercept form. Divide both sides by 3. Y is less than negative 2/3 x plus 4 over 3. So my b is 4/3, so it's a little bit over 1, I'm going to go down 2 over 3. And it is a dotted line because it's not underlined. So y is less than, so I'm going to shade below this line and above this line. So this area here is what's shaded. That's your answer. Okay, last problem for this section of notes. Segner's Produce is purchasing fertilizer with 2 nutrients, N, nitrogen, and P, phosphorus. It needs at least 180 units of N and 90 units of P. Its supplier sells 2 brands of fertilizer. Brand A costs $10 a bag and has 4 units of N and 1 unit of P. That should say brand. Brand B costs $5 a bag and has 1 unit of each nutrient. Segner's Produce can pay at most $800 for the fertilizer. How many bags of each brand should be purchased to minimize cost? Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to convert all this information into a set of inequalities that we can work with. So we know that they need at least 180 units of N and 90 units of P. So let's see here. First, let's label some variables. I'm going to call X brand A, Y brand B. Okay? And now the amount of N needs to be at least 180. And brand A has 4 units of N, and brand B has 1 unit of N. This has to be at least 180. Okay? Likewise, P has to be at least 90, and there's 1 unit of P in each of these. Okay? We know that brand, did I spell brand twice? I did, my bad. We know that brand A costs $10, brand B costs $5, so 10x plus 5y, they can spend at most $800. Okay? And then it's also common sense that you can't purchase negative numbers of fertilizer or a negative amount of fertilizer, so X and Y are both going to be greater than or equal to 0. This is just common sense. Okay, so now we're going to graph these. So let's see here. We're only dealing with the first quadrant because of the X and Y both greater than or equal to 0. Let's take a look at the first one. So I've got 4x plus Y greater than or equal to 180. So Y is greater than or equal to negative 4x plus 180. 180 is going to be like really high up here. We'll just do this, down 4 over 1. Okay, that's my first one. My next one, I've got x plus y is greater than or equal to 90. Y is greater than or equal to negative x plus 90. So this one, let's see here, 90 is going to be like halfway. So like down 1 over 1. And then my third equation, 10x plus 5y less than or equal to 800. Sorry, I blipped out right there. I'm dividing by 5 here, so I'm going to get negative 2x plus 160. So 160 is going to be just a little bit below 180, somewhere around here maybe. Let's see here. Oh, my graph is not on the screen. And we're going to go down 2 over 1. Alright, you guys, I apologize. I paused the video because the graph was getting kind of messy and it was bothering me, so I just whited it out and did it over again. So here are the 3 graphs that I just graphed. Here's the one that hits at 180. There's that right here. Here's the one that hits at 160. Here's the one that hits at 90. We are looking specifically at this range in here. Okay? So what we're going to do is we need to look at the corners of our shaded region. Okay? And there are a couple different ways that you can find these points. The way that I found them was I just graphed these 2 lines in my calculator and I looked to see where they intersected. But you can also use substitution or elimination to figure out where they intersect. However you want to do it, you end up with this being 10, 140. This one is 70, 20, and this one is 30, 60. So we need to look at these 3 sets of points and determine which of them would minimize the cost. So if C is the total cost, C would be 10x plus 5y. C of 10, 140 would be 10 times 10 plus 5 times 140, which gives you 800. C of, what are my other points? 70, 20. 10 times 70 plus 5 times 20 also gives you 800. And then C of 30, 60. 10 times 30 plus 5 times 60, this gives you 600. So this minimizes the cost. 30 bags of brand A and 60 bags of brand B. There we go. Alright, and that's all the notes for today. Thank you so much for watching.